Can you please confirm? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, perfect. So this is like no very basic PPT that I have prepared with according to the content wise. Okay. Yeah. So the content is like what exactly this BEP it is. Okay. So it is at name suggests it's a BIM execution plan. Okay. The full form of BEP is BIM execution plan. Now, here in the section A, we will discuss about what exactly the BEP it is, then why it is done. I think those things, the section 1 we already discussed in the last first phase of our this webinar, what we held in the last Sunday, right? I think everyone is aware about now BEP components, the BEP, no, why we are doing the BEP and what exactly the BEP it is. Okay. So specifically, we'll start with the section B part, the project information. So when we need to write an BEP, we need to introduce the particular project in such a way that so we should incorporate the entire information about the project in the BEP. Okay. So the reason for incorporating this project information into the BEP, so everyone should aware, okay, what exactly the project it is, how the particular project is going to be executed, and what all other things can be done during the project life cycle. Okay, so this is the purpose where we are putting all the project information. Now, the project information, it means what exactly it is, whether it is name, location. Of course, it is the name, location, but along with that, we should need to understand whether the particular project is under which category. Okay, so which category it means, whether it is a construction project, uh, again in construction, whether it is a residential, whether it is commercial, whether it is infra project, or whether it is the oil and gas project, whether it is some different marine, everywhere. Means again in construction, what type of construction? Okay, as I told you, the residential, commercial, infrastructure, airport, commercial buildings, hospital, healthcare, industrial. Because according to the type of the project, your object or the definition can be changed and the BP component can be changed. Okay, so this is the basic information that we will discuss. Then we'll discuss about the project goals and BIM uses. Okay, so what project goals or the outcome that you are expecting out of the BIM when you will get. Okay, and of course the BIM goals means some major milestones we need to give. Like few colleagues as the people those who are working as a BIM coordinator, they told us like they are working as a BIM coordinator and they are leading the meeting. They are coordinating the meeting. So basically those meetings can be very strategically we need to assign in the BEP and we need to schedule it into the BEP. According to the BEP, the people they need to conduct the BIM meeting. Okay, so I just forgot the name. I think who told
It's Jayesh.
Jayesh or Nitin and right. So you people are working as a BIM coordinator. So you might aware about like you either conducting no weekly meeting or bi-weekly meeting. So those criteria is basically defined under this sections under section C. Okay. So those parameters we will discuss in detail. Now under the section D, the organization roles and staffing. So here basically we are in the detail designation wise, organization level, what exactly the role is to be done with whom and how. Okay, means let's say I have got the contract to the X company, will become architecture firm, Y is your structure and Z is your MEP. Okay, so how they will work on this particular platform. Okay, so then the how many people are working on which software version, then let's say the BIM modeler is working on this is the role, then who is a BIM coordinator, who is a BIM manager, who is information manager, who is a delivery manager. So all those informations can be defined and draft under the section D, which is called organizational staff. Okay. Across disciplines what you are working on it. The BP cannot be for individual disciplines. I hope you might aware about this. So BEP is the document which is draft to entire life cycle of the project, and it can be done in the initial, like in during the initial phase of the project. So definitely all the disciplines or all the consultant, those who are working on the BIM, they need to follow the same document. So the entire data will be, which can be filled in the section D part. With respect to section E, where you have the BIM process and BIM strategy. So how you are going to build the entire BIM processes, how you are working on this project, and what are the strategy that you have defined. Okay, all those parameters you will get under the strategy part. Then section F, you will have exchange protocol. Exchange protocol means, let's say architecture firm has worked on the all the documents, all the softwares, all model has been done. So how they will deliver those data? Okay, so for that the delivery requirement or the for data exchange, it always we have some standard protocol. Means I hope or those who are working as a BIM coder, they might aware whenever they are working on the BIM model or whenever they are working or conducting the BIM coordination meeting, always take the data in NWD file format if they are working in the Navish work, or either max to max IFC. So basically, there are some standard protocols has to be given to each and every contractor or the consultant to submit their data. If it is a sheet, they will submit all the sheets DW file format. If it is a model, then of course they need to submit the original model or the native model in .rvt file format. Or if you are conducting or having the coordination meetings, they have to submit either .ifc model or .nwd model. Now this particular extension, what I'm telling you, this is the standardized process what we are following under the exchange data format that we will discuss again in detail. Okay. Then we have a BIM data requirement. So here there are some tables and what data exactly you required from the client sides. Everything will be given. Then we have the section H, which is will be collaboration procedure and the methods to handle the share model. So this is kind of a what we call CD platform processes. Okay, how you need to work on the cloud platforms, how to share the model on cloud, everything that we will discuss. And finally we have the quality control and the this is the add-on part what we have. It is like for technology infrastructure and software. Okay, this requirement is suppose we already given in the product information phase, but still if you are implementing some kind of a new technology or the new initiations you are doing in your project, then you have to put those information in under section J. Okay, this content may be differ. Here I have taken the reference of section A, B, C, D. It may be the this phase A, phase B, phase C, like this. Okay. So I have one of the biggest company from the Kite. Okay. So recently they signed off one BIM project and they have drafted the entire BEP for that particular project. Okay, which is happening recently in the last week. So I have that entire BEP with me, so that I will share with you. Okay, I'll showcase you, and which you can know have a look like how they have drafted each and every point in that BEP. Okay. Okay, so this is the content. Basically, we are going to be discussing next 2 hours. Any questions so far?
No,
No.
no.
Okay, good. If you have any questions, you may type in the chat box. Okay, or else you can directly ask me. Okay, so this is again. I'm not going in detail. So this is what exactly the BEP it is. Then this is the need, why it is to be done. Okay. Yes. So with respect to the project information, okay. So here you will. This is a kind of a draft copy. Wait a minute. I'll open the original as well. Okay. So This is the live BEP, okay, recently signed off for one of the biggest projects. Okay, so here also you can see the sections. Okay, now this is according to the Dubai government protocol. Okay, might be in India we are not going in detail because we don't need this mobilization plan, we don't need this appendix, and up to J only we need this information standard, level of information, and technical requirements. So we covered till this part, I think. Okay, whatever I showcase you into the PPT part. So I'll share you all these documents later on in the group, even the blank template. So what we are going to be, drafting as our standard practice of BOP and all this information. Okay, so always it starts with the project information. Okay, same thing what I'm telling you here. Okay, you can see this project information is your first parameter, because this is we usually not putting, means everyone knows what exactly the BEP and how we have prepared the BEP. So this is kind of a general summary or the introduction, which is generally we are avoiding into writing into the BEPs. So always it starts with the BIM information. Now you just correlate this PPT what I have prepared and the live BAP what I have it. Okay, so this is the section A. Now if you scroll down, you can see this is the project information we have it. Okay, okay. So this I have taken from the one of the company page like Kitech. Okay, this is the one of the biggest company in Dubai. So they have prepared this detailed BEP. Okay. Now in the project information, you can see the project owner name and the project name. Yes, this is kind of a school project they are doing, and in the particular project, it consists 6 building divided into the 2 zones. Okay, so they have defined properly. Building A is kind of admin building, then building B is a squash and pre-KG, C is kind of a labs, then D is kind of some different labs. E will be having the main hall, gym and swimming pool, cafeteria. F building is kind of hostel, and finally the football play field. Then additional information what they are putting, the project code. So I think someone said how to draft BAP with respect to ISO 19650. So this ISO 19650 previously it called it as the PAS 1192, and in 2018 it has to be renamed as a ISO 19650. Okay, which is the has to be issued from the BSI. Okay, British Standard of Europe. So this is the information we are putting. Okay, same information basically we need to put in the entire week. Okay, then we have the list of orientations. Okay, so the geospecific information we need to put, element orientation, then orientation of the views, like how to visualize those things, then building orientation for the analysis purpose, and finally the IFC data and the data level information. Okay, here we have defined the project schedule and phases. So at what date your project will start? Okay, here you can see the Revit template will be defined in the first 1 July. Okay, this is the very latest project which is actually recently started. Okay, so in the first July 2025, they have defined their standard templates. Now I hope everybody is aware about the what exactly the template it is. Okay, so template is kind of a document or the a standardized Revit file which has to be given to each and every contractor, where your coordinate has been already set up and is ready for the use of or ready for the modeling purpose. Okay, so this is the date, and the completion date would be around the within a week of time and has to be delivered. Then the BEP it should be complete within the week of time. You can see 13 July to 20 July. Then common data environment is supposed to be completed within a date of time in the WIP work. Okay, so for with respect to PIM, PIM means project implementation plan. Okay, 50% you have to be delivered in 1 week. Next 2 weeks again 75%, and final you need to give within the time of 1 month. Then the coordination setup you have to give within a week. Then DP and BOQ, like how much time it will take. Then 4D, 5D, all this we are talking about only the BEP, not the model and everything. And finally, you need to present your BEP on 28th of September. We are in the month of I think August here somewhere. Okay, this is the layout what they are referring. Okay, where it is your building A, B, C, D, and the finally zone 2 we have the platform. So they have defined this particular intersection as a zone 1A, which consists all the building, and zone 2 will be as discussed, it's a football playground. So here you will see into two zones. Okay, zone 1 will have the all building, and zone 2 will be the football or the tennis court. Now section B will be having the information management. Okay, now it will be having a very detailed they have given. Okay, uh, this definition, the core component what they have considered. Okay, the project vision and objectives, we need to draft it. Okay, the workflow will be the among this BEP level, the key components what we have it, challenges what they will face, and finally this is the information management parties and teams. Okay, as you said, now the people those who working as a BIM coordinator level, okay, you can just understand like where you will having a good fit. Okay, so basically this BEP is actually prepared by the BIM manager, okay, or along with the help of BIM coordinator. So I'm not sure like how many of you are already working on the BEP front, because in India, if you're working in India, mostly a BIM coordinator is not responsible for the drafting on a BEP. Still, people means the manager level person is working on the BEP part. But here, this is initiated from the BIM coordinator side, and then is aligned with the BIM manager, and under the BIM manager, all this representative working. So this is the basically hierarchy structure what people follows. Okay, now below this, then here you will have the your role and responsibilities. As I told you, like no the what exactly the role will play as a BIM manager or BIM coordinator or design author. So these are some kind of a key people always to be working in the BIM aspect. Okay, so here if you see the BIM manager, okay, what exactly he will do? He will oversee the BIM implementation. He will ensure the adherence to the BIM standard, coordinates between all and projects. Everything he will do. And what exactly the BIM coordinator will do? So he will lead the entire BIM modelers team. He will manage the BIM model, ensure the quality control, ensure the clash detection part, integrate the model with various disciplines. Form the one kind of a federated model or the combined model. Okay, so everything the responsibility lies with the BIM coordinator. Then we have some more roles like design author, the clash detection specialist, 4D expert, then cost estimator, facility manager. So this is the role that is people act follow the site. Now, just understand, might be few people from your team or you from the colleagues, those who join, they might uh, or they're working majorly with respect to BIM modeling part. So they have not mentioned in this BP. So as I told you, this is more with respect to the project specific. So if as the Indian is this role hierarchy can be changed, and it is lies with the BIM manager, coordinator, then uh, individual modeler like modeler separate, structural modeler separate, and MEPF modeler separate, and then it goes to the 4D, 5D, and safety officer. So, but they have not considered those modular team here. The reason it being this Kitec is working as a contracting firm. It may happen. Okay, I'm not sure about it. Okay, if you just search and you get some more information about the Kitec. So if they're working as a design authoring team, so the hierarchy may Kitec is working as a kind of a contracting firm. So the hierarchy they have considered with respect to the on-site field might be this cost estimator they need, the facility manager they need. Okay, so according to that, it may happen or it may change. Then if you go about the use, like how to what exactly to be used, what exactly the 3D modeling, the 4D. So all the information you find out here. So the cloud detection, 4D, 5D, all these terminologies belongs to the BIM and some advanced BIM topics. Safety planning. Okay, so this is the main purpose. What all you are here. Okay, how the BEP is executed on site or on design phase. Okay, now let me tell you the basically four phases. So whenever we are working on right BEP part, or whenever you're working on a BIM environment, okay, or any design forms, always we need to understand the different types of the phases. Okay, now I'll just open the PPT as well. So we discuss about this, like the owner, location, and all this information. Okay. So this is the template where you need to fill all the details. Okay. So if you have any project with you, okay, you just assume any kind of a project and you need to fill the information. Yeah, we are into this phase now. Okay, BIM uses and the different design phases. Okay, you can see all this information has been put it over here. So when we are working with the BIM uses, I'll just give you the reference of this actual BEP now. Yeah. So here you see the basically we have four design phases. First is the plan, okay, then design, construct, and operate. Now, if you compare all these four phases with your project management phases, okay, project management means I hope like everybody learn the project management subject in the third year or in the fourth year of their engineering, or the colleagues those who have a PMP certified, so they might also aware about the project phases. Okay, so they usually have the planning phase, design, execution, and handover. Now, if you compare the difference between project management and the BIM management over here, is only about the last two phases. Plan and design, in both the cases we have it, but when it become to the execution or construction, there is a slight change, and finally major change is happening with respect to operation and handover. So contractor is just construct the building and he easily hand over to the client or to the owner. But in BIM, whatever we have model, we need to take care for such facilities. Let's assume we have built something, kind of a corporate building or some kind of a commercial buildings, and we have installed so many MAPF elements, so many assets over it. So who will take the monitor, or who will monitor such building? Who will do the operation and maintenance phase? So for that, how your BIM model will going to play the key role, or what information you need to hand over to the facility management team. That is very crucial and somehow very important to be followed during the BEP part. Okay. So here we will specifically understand what exactly the plan it is, what exactly the design it is, and construct and operation phase. Let's understand when we are into the planning phase. So first thing comes in our mind is kind of a programming, which is the conceptualization. So means on any one software you are planning something. Means let's say there is an open land in front of you and you just thought, what should I build over here, right? So what you will do, you will understand first the conceptualization about the land. Okay, this is the open land in front of me, and I'll do something. I need to build a building. So how the my building will be look like? Whether my building it is commercial or whether my building it is residential or how it is. So all those things basically we will discuss over here. Then next phase we will do the site analysis. Okay, we'll do the some kind of a surveys. We'll measure the sites and we'll do the further thing. Okay, so this is the major two things we perform during the planning. Along with that, if you see on the bottom side, there are some also things that we are basically performing, but that is not during the initial phase. Means all those things we need to perform during the planning phase, but maybe some later part. Okay. Now we have a phase. Now, as soon as your site analysis has been completed, so you will start designing something. Okay, so the design authoring means, so again, we are not going into the design detail phase, because if you go in design detail phase, you will understand like there are some first schematic design is happening. Schematic design means at LOD 100 or 200 rough sketch. Then we have the design review. Then it will the detailed design happen. When after the detailed design, there are some stages like DD1, then DD2, then DD3A, DD3B. Now all these are. I hope if you anybody comes from the design background, so then he or she might understand about these stages. DD1 is kind of core and shell. DD2 is kind of some not detail finishing level comes into the picture. DD3, which how insertion will be happening inside that comes to the picture. All those are the design phases. But when we are operating with respect to BIM front, so we no need to worry, because each individual discipline head or the discipline lead will take care for those design part. We just need to coordinate as a BIM person. So our actual role will comes into the picture into the design coordination phase over here. Okay, so here you will start coordinating and designing the all disciplines. So again, in this phase, multiple things are happening. Like we to discuss with the structural lead person and do the analysis part. Then lighting analysis is happening. Some kind of energy analysis, mechanical analysis, sustainability study, code validation, then coding modeling phase, costing. Everything will be happening to the this design phase. Then the next phase will be the construction phase. So where you will do the mobilization and logistic handling part, like how you are utilizing your site planning. Okay, then construction system design, then you need to coordinate the things and all those things. So basically these are the some key areas, and we have defined which key areas are following under which discipline or which plan activity. So this is the major purpose of understanding the BIM use case, and it's very important. Unless if you are not aware about this, or you're not understanding this use cases, it is very difficult to manage the people and to coordinate with the site team. Because what happened, the I have seen over the plus 10 years of experience, what I have observed specifically, uh, Indian people are just working on the softwares. They are very much expertise in the BIM or in Revit or modeling the things or coordination the things. But as soon as when it comes to the execution part, okay, the particular contractor, okay, if he has a very good knowledge, okay, he will directly uh, totally depends on the BIM expertise when the execution is happening. So if you are not able to coordinate with that particular contractor, then you need to face lots of difficulties, because when you need to uh, work with him always most 90% hand in hand, because whatever the things you are seeing on your screen, exactly has to be a replicate, exactly has to be execute on site. So this is the major purpose of BIM. So the BIM model is not we no like for the 3D purpose we have not built it, right? The information, the accuracy what we have created, what we have no modeled, it has to be executed on site accurately and within the time, within the budget, everything. So that's the reason we need to understand this particular BIM use case. So this is very important. First, you need to understand the four phases, and under the each phase, what exactly or which things are happening, that you need to well aware, and you need to be attentive to that particular phase. Okay, so this is about the cases. Now, in the second point, you have the information deliverable and milestone. Yes, Jesh.
So, in each of the phases, the phase planning, cost estimation, and existing conditions modeling will remain consistent.
Sorry.
Each of the BIM uses, there is mentioned phase planning, 4D modeling, cost estimation, all this bottom three.
So
Will
the
those
reason
be consistent?
I'll tell you here, the reason why I have mentioned into the for all four disciplines basically. So the purposefully we see whenever we are no we have suppose any open land, so we will always do some kind of a no, R&D study. So always we will first there is open land, so you will back into your mind you will do some calculation, right? How much cost I need. You need to always look for the existing condition, what is the site condition, and the 4D BIM study means phase planning. You will always need to think will model or how my building will progress on this site. Okay, this is the same study you perform in the planning phase. Now later on you uh, got your design. Okay, might be your designer has designed something. So in design phase also you need to perform all those things because the cost may differ, cost may increase or decrease. The existing site condition also change somehow. Maybe into the planning phase you might think, okay, I'll build plus 15, but designer suggests you, sir, please go some two basement level. Then again your existing condition has been changed because you're not no making your building from ground plus 15, you are going to stay below. Okay, so of course cost has been changed, condition has been changed, and modeling phase planning has been changed. Same thing when design has been freeze and when you are going to the contracting during the construction phase, during the same time you need to again study all those four parameters. So whatever you have designed, whether all those parameters are matching as per my designing or not. And of course, when your model has been handed over, so of course you need to study all those four parameters because all those three parameters are majorly you need during the operation and maintenance phase. And also you need to hear they have not given two more additional parameters. Basically here we need the Kobe data and asset management data. Okay, so here you can see this asset has been they have given, but Kobe I think somehow missed. But Kobe also needs to be a part of this operation and maintenance phase. That is more more important.
Yeah, got it. Could you like share if you have another document which
We
has
have
like Kobe?
I'll just showcase you. We have this exercise plan for only for you people. Okay, I'll just chapter
Mhm.
one. Okay, here you have the BEP template, the team sizing. So all this the document basically let's open see this. Okay, so basically you need to fill all this. Okay, as a part of okay when we'll take the break of 15 minutes, I'll share all these documents with you people. Okay, so this is a
Okay.
complete draft document that I have taken from you people. So you need to consider any one project and you need to fill all this and submit this to me within the time frame of 2 to 3 days. Okay, so whatever I'll share you this live example means this document, either this PPT or this. I have another one detailed BEP with me. Okay, that is somehow confidential, so that I cannot share. But this or I have one more which is based out of Middle East, one of the automobile factory. So that also I'll try to share with you, so you can just take a reference. I hope everyone is listening me carefully now. So you need to refer these two actual live BEPs, and you need to submit your draft copy. This one, okay. Here basically I'm coming to this point later on, and I'll explain you what exactly the chapter one it is, what is chapter two. Okay, here you will see. Basically, what we have the sections now. Section comes here as a chapter. That is the major difference. Okay, the content, define LOD, model information, all these things. Then the process, file naming, standard history, sign off, software, which software is to be going to be used, all this. But I think most of the things you cannot blindly fill because the software used. So as a if you want to just complete the document, then you can fill any information. But this has to be in line with your project standard. So the people those who are actually working on BIM industry or on in any live project, you can take a reference of your existing project, whatever you have it, and you just try to fill the information for those projects here. That is also fine for me. Okay, so this is a template, and if you want to, so the major our target for today's workshop is to understand how and what exactly to be filled. The purposefully I'm showcasing you the recent drafted BEP. Okay, so I one more BEP I have it, which is I'll just showcase you because unfortunately it has not been published for the public use, so I cannot share with you because it is for one of the India's largest project. Okay, so I cannot share that document with you. It is for the airport infrastructure. Okay, based out of New Mumbai International Airport project. So that I cannot share with you, but I'll just showcase you how exactly it is. Okay, so the outcome what we are referring here it is you need to fill this information. Okay, the another template also I have it. Okay, if you go here, sample. Okay, you can refer the sample as well. The same I have filled. Okay, so this is the different LOD stage. So here I'm talking about SD, DD, CD, and the final drawing. Okay, so whatever you are understand, okay, based on your understanding, you just try to fill this information. If you're not understanding anything, in any time you can reach out to me or Miss Swati, so she will assist you. Clear? Clear? Any questions so far? Just I cannot hear you.
No, nothing from my end.
Okay. Any questions from other team members or participants?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
This being BEP, who will submit, the contractor or the consultant?
Yeah, very good question. So basically, into the design phase, always we draft two BEPs. One is your pre-contract BEP, and one is your post-contract BEP. Now, guys, please listen carefully. This is very important point. So whenever we are drafting two BEPs, so it is accordance with the ISO 19650 standard, and it has to be according to the BIM protocol. Okay, so the BEP, the pre-contract BEP always a draft from initial phase to the LOD 350 phase. Means during that time frame, all your design teams, individual consultant, security consultant, landscape, signage, all the consultant required in your project, they are working till LOD 350 model or a max to max LOD 400 model. So during that time frame, your pre-contract BAP will comes into the picture and it will fulfill the requirement for all the BIM deliverables. Okay. So for this particular BAP, we usually call it is a pre-contract BAP. Now, once your LOD 350 model has been ready and it is ready for handover to the contractor, so as the moment you hand over that particular model to the contractor, so he will do the QA/QC part, he will review the model, and he will start initiating the post contract BEP for the particular project. Now, the post contract BEP, which involves model upgradation from LOD 350 to LOD 500 level, which is called, it is the as built BIM model. Okay, and during the LOD 350 to 500, whatever the things are happening, how the things are happening, who will work, what exactly things to be incorporated into the BIM model. So all those things can be drafted and can be sent across to all the contractor, all the supervisor and the project manager, those who are working on sites, and they are responsible or they are liable to incorporate on-site information into the BIM model, into the GFC drawings, and into the post-contract BP. And finally, the entire BP and entire document has to be handed over to the clients through facility management team. So this is the entire workflow which is happening in the BIM industry. As far as concerned, we are referring only to BEPs, that is the pre-contract and the post-contract BEP. Whatever we are working here or whatever I'm showcasing you today in this particular webinar, it is maximum up to the LOD 350 level. We are not going to be discussed on the post contract BEP. I have the some references with me. If you want, I'll share definitely, because also the purposefully why we are not discussing in this session or why it is not required for us, because we all are the professional, those who are working during the design phase. Nobody from us are actually directly involving with respect to contractor point of view. But yes, if you need that, because if somebody is working with respect to on the contractor side, and if he wants to understand about the post contract BEP, I have some references with me, so I'll definitely try to share with you. So I hope I answered your question, Mr. Sheikh.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Understand? Any question? Okay. Guys, anybody has any question? Whatever we have discussed so far, Mr. Sanjeev, Praveen, Vijay, Nitesh, Mr. Alvinda, Salman.
No.
Okay, great.
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so please ask question. If you're not asking question, it means either you understood everything or I'm not teaching well. These are the only two things will happen. Okay, so
Do we mention anything regarding the post sign-off in BEP?
sorry.
If, do we mention anything regarding the post sign-off? So once a level
Yeah,
or
no,
anything is
I
signed
have
off.
I think a few slides. I have it. I'll definitely try to
Okay.
cover, but I'm talking about the post contract BP. I have some documents with me. I'll try to share with you all. You just have a look, and if you have any questions, we'll again you can no ask those questions on the group itself. I'll try to answer those. Okay, so we'll start with the next topic now. Yeah. So the part two, which is having with respect to the information deliverable and the delivery milestone. Now, as a BIM process, you need to understand like what exactly you need to deliver. Okay. Now, just now I told you the first thing you need to deliver the 3D models, then the Kobe sheets. So this Kobe, I hope everyone aware about the Kobe. If not, let me tell you what exactly the Kobe it is. So basically, the Kobe It is the term basically we are using in the in facility management basically. Okay, but if you want to know the full form, basically COBE stand for like the construction operations building information exchange. Okay, so whatever the information we are putting or adding into the BIM model, okay, that information basically we can track with the help of sensors, and those asset or those equipment will give you the real-time insight or the real-time information from the buildings. Okay, this is the basically purpose of no generating the COBE data and putting into the BIM model. Okay, then we need to submit the schedules, drawing, report, asset data, facility management data, client detection, coordination report, everything. I think few people also might aware about all those things because they also used to send all those data during the coordination phase. Then alignment with the project requirement. So as I told you, the information deliverable should be aligned with your the EIR. Now, along with the BEP, you need to understand the basically two documents. Practically, it should be eight, but again, it is like very huge at this moment to explain you all those things. But two main, I would say, priority document. Okay, the first is employer information requirement. Means what exactly the employer wants from your side. So they will always raise the EIR. Means how we are referring, we are raising the RFQ or RI, right? RFI, RFI or RFQ we are raising. Always when contractor onboards, contractor will raise the RFI or RFQ, and the design team needs to be answered. So same uh, thing we need to incorporate in the BIP or BEP, the PIR or the PIR. So always we need to request this information from the client side. So if I'm working as a design lead or if I'm working as a main BIM consultant for this particular project, so I will raise my EIR or the PIR towards my client. So whatever the things I require. Okay, and he will explain me and then I will proceed with the those requirements. Okay. Now here we have the types of deliverable. So model I need to submit with respect to all discipline. Okay, here I have mentioned design model I need to submit, coordination model, and the construction model. All the models I need to submit. Then into the documentation part, I need to submit all the GFC drawing. It should be at LOD 350. Then specification catalog, some schedules, BOQ, and reports. Schedule means BOQ basically. With respect to data, I need to submit the structural database like COBE data, IFC spreadsheet. If you are incorporating into the BIM model, so those data I need to submit it. Then with respect to kind of visualization space, some walkthroughs, simulation or the rendering photographs or the rendering model. And I told you the kind of a federated model, okay, which is the combined model for the coordination in the view. uh, Basically the federated model is nothing but combination of all disciplines, because what happened in BIM industry, architecture person will work on architecture model, structure he will work on his own model, then MEP also they will work on their own model. Again in MEP they will categorize like mechanical, electrical, plumbing, firefighting, so many things. So when we are combining all the model in one place, it will automatically sync and it will fix into the proper location. Okay. So for that model, we usually call it as the federated BIM model. So this kind of a deliverables they want it, but if I'm drafting it for Indian conditions, I may require some additional deliverables like, or I need into the proper output file format. So I can expect this model will be either into the NWT or into the Revit. So that they have not mentioned because might be according to the way standard code, they it has to be, it is a mandate code. So they will aware about it. So no need to no work for the draft into the BAP. Then this is the level of information need. Okay, the LOIN, then the LOD terms, LOI, all these things. This is the kind of basic information they have drafted. And yes, so here is the delivery format you can consider. Okay, the milestones, the information to be delivered. So BIM execution plan version 2 has to be delivered into the PDF and docs file format to client and design lead. I told you same thing now. Okay, and the responsible person is the BIM manager. The same thing I have explained, and whatever the things we discussed, the same delivery matrix. So this is the delivery matrix. In which phase, in which time, what exactly needs to be delivered to whom. So this is the matrix that we are need to be referred during the design phase of contract. Now, this is a kind of a first, always, as I told you, always the first phase is the BEP submission. Once your BEP has been issued, then we are moving towards the concept phase, model coordination phase, technical tender package, construction and handover. The multiple things are there. Okay. So here I have given the information about what exactly to be delivered, to whom we need to deliver, and who will be the appointing or the approval authority. So you just go through it. I'm not again going in detail to read everything. Okay. So the concept drawing has to be delivered by architect. The coordination model to be delivered from the BIM coordinator side. The technical design package is with respect to all individual consultants, and construction will always with the contractor, and handover package with the main contractor. So main contractor means who owns the wins the project, and after winning the project, he will appoint some subcontractor within the no within his or her entity, and those tender packages can be submit at the end of handover package to the client or facility management team. Then this is the complete BIM schedule. We discussed this one. Okay, how the things can be set up. Presentation part. This is not the construction schedule, right? This is with respect to only work in progress schedule for BIM activity or for a preparation of the BIM plan. Here you can see the information delivery plan only. Now again the more important. So this is like one of the most important part of BEP. So can we continue or should we take a break of 10 minutes? Guys?
Yeah, we'll take for 10 minutes.
Okay, great. So we'll take a, now it's 2 o'clock. We'll take a break of 10 minutes. Sharply we'll start at 2:15. Okay, and because this is again a very important one, just flash it, and freshly we'll again start at 2:15.
Okay.
Swati, please type this message in the chat box. So please come back on time, 2:15. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
I hope everybody joins back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good. If yes, please type in the chat box. We'll start the session now again. Okay, let me share the. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So the point now we are discussing about the common data environment. Okay, so common data environment is we usually called it as a CD platform. Okay, so now while writing in the BEP, there are some multiple 3D platforms might be available, right? It may be the Autodesk Construction Cloud, or it may be the project wise. So depending on your need or your project area, we need to define the CD platform. But the workflow wise or the use of the CDE will be the similar as per the BIM standard. Okay. Now, how many of you are aware about CDE? Can you please answer this?
Yes, I am aware of CD.
What exactly it is?
It's a platform to share the information amongst all stakeholders. So currently, we are using ACC, but we also have like Procore or, as you mentioned, Project Wise.
Right, exactly. So, as I suggested, the multiple platforms, it means the kind of, as I said, the Procore will be the one of the CDA platform, then Project Wise, then Trimble Connect, then Oracle Econex, then Autodesk Construction Cloud. There are multiple platforms. Then now, the thing why we are more predominant towards ACC, means Autodesk Construction Cloud, is the benefit is kind of BIM interoperability. The reason the Revit, Naviswork, or all this tool, whatever the tool we are utilizing or the tools we are using for our project purpose, maybe the modeling, clash detection purpose, or for any other purpose, they are belonging from the Autodesk industry. Okay. So the interoperability or the file information exchange is happening very smoothly through ACC. So this is the major purpose we are predominant or focusfully we are closely working with the Autodesk Construction Cloud. Now, as a part of BEP, what CDE plays the role? So here we need to define the actual workflow, means how exactly or how you are going to use this CDE platform. Because the particular BEP we are sharing with all the consultants, right? All the consultants, stakeholders, owners, everybody. So they should aware about the usage of CDE platform. It may happen like, because if you see the architecture, structural, or the MEPF consultant, they are mostly used to it to such platforms like CD platforms, because they are continuously working on the BIM projects. But if you take an example of landscape consultant or security consultant, signages, BOH means kind of a services, then a lighting consultant. So they are not well equipped with kind of a BIM environment, or they are not well equipped with CD platforms. So in such scenarios, how to tackle those problems? So to give the solution on those front, basically we are no defining the guidelines or implementation or the way of working under CD platform. So basically, CD platform is always worked with the four areas, as I have mentioned. You can see here, or in the diagram also you can see the work in progress model. Okay, then the shared area, publish area, and the archive data. Okay, uh, so basically the CD is always connected to your Revit environment, right? So whatever the things you are working inside the Revit, you can easily publish that model simply within a click to the cloud. Okay, and into the same cloud, all your stakeholder can be share their model, and it will be a combined model available, centralized or towards open source to each and every individual who has a part of the project. Okay, so this is the major benefits by implementing or working on the CD platform. Now here you will find some more options, because this is the kind of strategic procedures what we have followed, the kind of a CD permissions we need to give. Okay, means the because here basically we can assign the permission level according to your designation, because it contains lots of module. It may be the document management, it may be the project management data, then model coordination part, RFI, build environment, cost management, project management. Multiple modules are available under ACC. So according to your grade, according to your designation, on what area you are working, only for that particular field, the particular company will give you access. Okay, so those data permissions we need to assign through CDE management. Then here we have the types of permission just for the reference purpose. Whether if you're working as a modeler, okay, or if you're working as a kind of no team leader. So what exact permission you need to assign? Whether either you can only view the file, or you can edit the file, or you can contribute something, or whether you are approver or the reviewer, okay, or whether you are complete admin where you have full control to manage everything, which includes permission, folder creation, delete the file, configure the settings, and so on. Okay. So as a project manager, means if I'm working as a BIM manager, so my role will be as a admin, because I only control entire system, because I'm a project manager or I'm a BIM manager from the client side. So I will control everything. Let's say you people are also are acting as a BIM manager or BIM coordinator from the vendor side. So what I will do, if you are a BIM manager or BIM coordinator from the client, sorry, from the consultant side, so I will give you the full edit access. Okay, where you can upload new file, where you can contribute something, where you can, means max to max you can do the apart from approver, you can do everything. View the file, edit the file, contribute something, upload, delete, everything you can do within your own folder, not from the different folder. So all those access basically we need to control through CD platform. So this is only the technical capabilities. Okay, you can see here this what exactly the permission types basically you need to follow. I have given the detailed description over here. Okay, so we are not going, or we are not understanding what exactly the CD is. We just understand the workflow. So coming to the BEP front, what exactly need to be focused and what exactly need to be right in the BEP. So here we need to understand appointing parties. So when the data has been created, or when you are creating the data, so you need to align those data with appointing parties and their task team. Now, how many of you are aware about MIDP and TIDP? Yes, guys. Yes, no, something. Jesh, are you aware about it?
I just heard in our last lecture, but I don't have like detailed information about it. I think so. It's like master information, something like delivery plan or task, something like.
Okay. Apart from Jesh, anybody knows something about it? Okay, no worries. You'll understand here. So basically, appointing parties and their tasks, MIDP is the master index delivery plan, and TIDP is the task index delivery plan. Okay. So according to that, we need to allocate some task or some work to each and every consultant. Means basically their scope of area. Right. So for that particular things, we need to work under the part of ISO 19650 naming standard. So we do have some standard protocol that involves under the ISO 19650, and the same naming conventions we need to follow. Now, about that. Uh, okay, so this is the process strategy. Okay, I think this naming some example I'll showcase you. Okay, how to give the name. Okay, okay. So this is about the first data collection, that is with respect to appointing parties as per the ISO 19650, and under the ISO 19650 it has the two parts of MIDP and TIDP. Now for the internal reviews and the quality assurance, the QA, the lead appointing party reviews the content for the completeness and the compliance, and when approved the data transferred from WIP to the share stage. Now here there are some, as I told you, some workplaces are there. Okay, shared workplace, project workplace. Okay, so we discuss here, right? This four: work in progress, shared, publish, and archive. So all this area has unified platform. So now this, I'll just zoom in a little bit. So just understand these four things. Okay, first is your appointing party, means who appoint you, then the lead appointing party, and appointing party. This is the workflow basically that we need to follow on the cloud platform, and this has to be agreed with respect to all the consultant and all the designers. Okay, so when your model has been, you can understand here, I just try to explain you. Here is your work in progress. Okay, then when it becomes start, the lead appointing party will be take care. This is your major shared model. Here it will go to the shared to the public data. Okay, here we have the lead appointing party, and under this we have appointing party. Means W to be shared, who will share this? Individual appointing party will share the data. It will go to the common platform. Okay, if everything is correct, it will directly submit to the main appointing party, means towards client. If it has some issues, it will again go to the lead appointing party. They will ask to individual parties to work on it, and again the same process can be started. So this is the workflow basically. Okay, on the same workflow we need to follow the cloud process. So this is the federation strategy, like how your model can be federated. Now here you can see, as I told you, the federation model is nothing but the combination of multiple. Means architecture consultant has work on the individual model, then structure, then MEP, and you can just see the combined model over it. So who will explain me this strategy? What you will understand? Just look at this figure and understand it. Yes, anyone? Jesh, how you are creating your combined model at the moment?
Similar way, like we are taking all the
Means,
NWCs from all trade partners,
can you explain
and
the process?
yeah, so all the trade partners, they need to. So since we are doing like a level wise coordination for each level, all the trade partners need to submit their NWC model, and we take those NW model and we create like a federated model using all the architecture, structure, and models from all the trades, MEP models, and we create a federated model with it. And then with those federated model, we create clash detection and we create viewpoints, and then we if there are any clashes, then we discuss those clashes in our meetings.
Okay, understand. So basically, this is the process what we used to follow. But make sure when we are working on this strategy front, we need to understand the share coordinate. Okay, because if you see, they have mentioned something in the below methods of creating the Revit federation model. Okay, there are 3 to 4 methods. Now, what Jayesh has explained is the method number 2 using the Navish work file, right, Jayesh?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, apart from that, the purposefully what they have mentioned in the BEP, there are multiple methods. Means what Jayesh is doing is completely offline mode. Then what is the purpose or what is the use of implementing ACC? Okay. So instead of doing in-house or offline mode, we should adopt the third method, which is by using the Autodesk Construction Cloud. So where, because your all models are live and published on the ACC, right? Your all model is kind of under the consideration of the federation model, which is under the model coordination tab. Okay. And where you can set up the clash detection as well. I'm not sure how many of you are aware about it or not, but under ACC you will find one model coordination tab where if you set up the teams, then automatically your clash test or the clash matrix will be visible on your page and it will be showing the all the details. Apart from this, if you see, one more method is Revit linkage method, where all the Revit links basically you need to link in the Revit and where you can do the visual check. But more precise is the second and third one. Okay, because second is of course offline and it is a kind of a traditional method what we are opting it. There are some additional benefits, but they have mentioned is like detailed clash reports, code solution, QTO means quantity takeoff, where those things we cannot do in the third method. Where in third method only we will see on cloud, but there are no some kind of a hard copies or no PDF you will get out of the ACC platform. Whereas under method 2, you will get everything in the Navish form. Okay. Now, coming to the next point, the meeting procedure. Now, here till this part, we covered the standard implementation of the standard protocol of the ACC part, means CD environment. Now, only the thing is, as per the project need, either only CD platform may differ or may change, but the process will be as it is similar. Now, the next point, what we have it is about the meeting processes or the procedure. Okay, so here basically we need to understand in detail, okay, about the meeting procedure, what type of the meeting you are conducting, at what stage, the frequency, participants, and of course location. Either it is an online meeting or the face-to-face client office meeting. So now here basically BIM kickoff is always one-time meeting. Okay, it is only the initialization we need to know set up this meeting. And for BEP, BIM execution plan demonstration, this is also one-time meeting after the project has been started. But apart from these two, if you see all the meetings like design coordination, construction over the shoulder progress review, BIM goals, all those meetings are majorly kept on weekly or bi-weekly. Okay, so this we need to define under the meeting procedure. So now, as this Jay said like they are conducting the weekly or the bi-weekly meeting. So they are majorly conducting this meeting, design coordination meeting, and the same thing they are doing, right, Jesh?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So some QAQC, this is the kind of a last meeting, okay, or this can be a bi-weekly, depends on the if client is updating the data on weekly or bi-weekly basis. Okay, so they will review the data and they will understand. Just a minute. Hold on. Sorry. So this is about the meeting, all the meeting procedure, like how we are conducting the meetings on what interval and the types of meeting basically. So this may again change as per the BIM requirement or the client requirement. Okay, because if something because we have not considered the contractor's requirement in this particular BAP, because I suggested this is only the pre-contract BAP, right? So I have not included all those things in the pre-contract. Then this is the modeling practice. Now I will not go in this detail because there are some procedure has to be given under the modeling processes, because it will again take 1 hour to go each and every part about the process. The people, those who are doing the BIM modeling, they might aware about the standard procedure to create the model, because this is just kind of a general information we are putting into the BEP part. Okay, so what means how to prepare the BIM model? Because if you see, for example, for the 4D BIM process, if I'm creating one column, I cannot create that column from ground floor to top floor. So for each level or for each floor, I need to put separate column, because if I'm drafting or creating the column from ground to top level, it is not feasible to run the 4D simulation part. Right. So this is the major requirement according to the BEP standard we need to follow and we need to make sure the component or the element what we are modeling, whether it is an architecture stage or structural or MEPF or anything, it has to be competence with the ISO 19650 and the BAP procedure. What has exactly to be followed? Okay, so now if you read this conclusion, the BIM modeling process and the 4D process together provide a powerful framework for planning and coordination and execution construction projects effectively. Means it will generate the one small simulation video basically. So for when you are generating the simulation video, where you will see, let's say after 2 months, okay, my 2 floors has been completed. After 3 months, my 3 or 4 floors has been completed. But if you model wrongly, then that simulation will not work properly. It will show you the time frame of 2 months, and on your screen it will show like your entire model is completed. Why? Because you model everything from top to bottom. Means when you're assigning the time limit to each and every element, it will not work properly. So that is the reason we are modeling the elements like floor to floor and according to the competence of 4D BIM process. Okay, so this is the only one process they have suggested. But if you see some other BEPs, it has mandate that you need to follow the ISO 19650 standard as well as some your local authority standard as well. If you ask me the recent example, like in Maharashtra or in India, especially in India, Maharashtra, or in Pune, Mumbai, or some big cities, they have their local authorities laws. Means, for example, EUDPCR. Okay, so EUDPCR is kind of a legal document that has to be followed during the BIM mandate. Okay, it is also a part of our BIM standard. But again, it depends on the country to country. Okay, or the kind of a DPR. Okay, which the public work department they are not referring. So those documents also needs to be followed during the BIM modeling process. So you can see this time, how like you can integrate your time to the cost, the 3D model, then project schedule. This schedule is to link it, then link schedule to the BIM elements. Okay, then similar to sequence workflow, analyze the optimized construction timeline and communication. Okay, this is about the BIM modeling procedure. Now coming to the again important point, that is facility management. So how to prepare the COBE data. Okay, so for COBEs, what standard we need to refer and what standard we have to follow. So this is the process overview. Okay, just zoom in. So just have a look uh, into the BIM use cases. So this data basically will generate during the first phase. Now first phase means this. If you remember, I shown you that uh, four phase of the BIM: plan, design, construction, and operation. Okay, so during this phase, this entire data will generate. Okay, the first data. Okay, and the information exchange will happen in this phase. Okay, when data validation to uh, design document validation. So this data or the input has to be given to this consultant. Then again this phase. After that, schematic design, this data needs to be delivered for architectural model, structural model, mechanical, electrical, all models during the SD stage. Okay. Then finally, when your model will be the acceptable, then the coordination data needs to be defined. Okay. And here into the final, all technical catalog or technical specification data needs to be provided. Now, one thing what I want to highlight over here, when you are generating the COBE data, the more important thing is to generate the element data. So what is the element data? So basically, if you consider element data, let's assume there is some CCTV camera or some kind of some sort of mechanical equipment. Okay, so each and every data associated with that particular CCTV camera means from which company you purchase, when you purchase, what is the maintenance date, what is the due date, okay, what is the number, uh, then all the technical data including means when you purchase and all those which is, I think COBE's include majorly 100 plus parameters. Okay, I'll just try to showcase you that Kobe sheet if possible. Okay, if you see this, the Kobe sheet looks like this one. Okay, which has more than 100 plus parameters. You can see in the top, I'll just showcase you here, where you will find all the information. It's not opening. You can see here the contact, faculty, then the score, zone, type, component, system, assembly, connection, source, resource, job, impact, outline, everything. Means each and every detail about that particular component will be get captured in the BIM model, and that has to be followed to generate the Kobe data. Okay. So this is how basically we need to now integrate your Kobe data. So again, we are not discussing on how the Kobe data is generated. So here basically we just need to draft the process. So in for BEP, what exactly it is important to draft the process in the BEP environment. So this generate this, there are some technical teams, some different teams are available. So one person cannot do everything, right? One person cannot manage the BIM, one person cannot generate the Kobe data. So for each and every task, there are some individual expertise people are there to be worked on the data management. So now this section F, now I'm not sure like how many are joined from the India, but if you see this risk register, this is not yet valid for the Indian scenarios. At the moment, we are not incorporating this risk register in our. Okay. So basically here the thing is we need to identify the risk, okay, for high risk, for low risk, for medium risk, or the priority basically. So only those things they have given, and again this BIM use cases what we have it. Okay. Yeah. So this is the now here we will start with the MIDP role. So now before starting the MIDP, now I will request to start filling this form, at least the one hands-on experience, because our this workshop which includes 1 hour hands-on experience as well. So now it's 3 o'clock, right? So next 30 minutes, I'll request you to draft this chapter 1 at least. I'll share you this template. Swati, are you there? Hello. Hello, Swati. Guys, you have this templates with you, whether somebody from our team has been shared with us or not. Yes, no, guys.
No, we haven't got any
Oh,
data
no,
yet.
no. Okay. Wait a minute. I'll just. Hello. Hello. Swati, can you please share this BEP template with all the people, because they need to do hands-on experience as well. Guys, you will get this template. I'll just explain you what you need to do. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So, as a part of our exercise, you should at least finish one. Practically, we need to complete all, but I don't think we'll get that much time. So, we'll try to focus on this chapter one. Okay, so it contains this 4 pages. Okay, so please open this and just try to fill this information. Okay, as a reference, I will. You can just see now here what you need to understand this project owner name. So you can randomly fill anything. So this company name, so whatever the reference point you have it, you can fill anything. Then this file naming structure, how to name the file as per ISO 19650. This information you can suggest and fill it. Okay, if anybody has the problem, I'm sitting in front of the laptop only, then please ask me. This is the BIP, BPI implementation plan. Okay, and after this our session, I'll share you one more draft copy which is not yet finalized, but that is a latest revised draft copy that you can fill it later on. Yes, example, Jayesh, the same I will share you, which I have shown you this kinetic, or if you want some different one, that also I'll share you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I am assuming like 15-20 minutes is okay for you, or more time you require. Because just you need to fill the information, the meeting names, and that is thing. Majorly the technical content, no need to fill at the moment. Can we start now, guys? Or need more time? Okay, Nitin said yes. Yes, Salman, Jesh, Dinesh. Yes, Sarvinda, can we start now? I hope you completed. Jesh, are you done?
Yes, almost like not completely, but yeah, basic I have filled information mostly.
Okay. But no worries, please continue later on because I have now only 40 minutes with me. I have another meeting lined up.
Yes, I think so.
So
We can continue with
yeah,
the
we can
remaining part.
continue. Because this is a workshop I have planned, like 5 hours means out of at least 2 hours hands-on and 3 hours session like this. But no worries. If you people need any help, please ping me on WhatsApp group. Even I'm okay to connect again 30 minutes later on. If you need any assistance for drafting the BEP, just let me know the common time. So whatever the time we are now like deducting for today's session, maybe 30 minutes lesser or 1 hour, that I will know we will again sit for or will again connect if you need any assistance during the drafting, right? Okay. So now let me share my screen again. Mm, So, yes, definitely we are moving ahead with the RAIC matrix. Now, what exactly this matrix it is? Okay, what do you understand? Can anyone tell me? Uh, what exactly the RACI means? The responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. So, what do you understand from this?
Basically, I think it's a responsibility matrix, right? Uh,
क्या बोले?
I think basically it's a responsibility matrix that should be defined in BEP. Like,
Okay, so basically, what happened now? The reason it will be like it will prevent the confusion, eliminate overlapping duties, and ensure the clarity in terms of role. So if you see, uh, let's assume there is a task one, okay, and the role one. So it will give you the clarified significance of that particular terminology, what the particular matrix will adhere to the standard and the roles and responsibility basically means if you read like this or like this it will be the same, okay, RICA or RACI like this, okay, everywhere you will find this terminologies means the indication wise if you see, let's assume the task of BIM coordination or the task of Kobe data. So role one, the means person one will responsible for that, two will be the responsible, means having each and individual task with them, okay, multiple tasks with one people. So I think you will not get clear information over here. I'll share one table with you. Wait a minute. Even I'm not understanding how to explain you to this because it is more confusing. Mm, okay, just remind me. I'll share one table with you where you will have the proper role mentioned and the duties also mentioned in the table matrix. So by reading those duties and the role, you will understand this, or you will get the more understanding about this. Now moving forward, this MIDP. Okay, I was no in the last session also I was telling you what exactly this MIDP is. So basically, MIDP is the master index or the master information delivery plan, and this kind of a key document which is outlined with respect to the information required, okay, to produce it and when it is needed and how it will be delivered. So you have in this it will get the clear and crisp information like how and when the information will be delivered and with whom and like how the process will be delivered. Okay, so MIDP is the major document, and under the MIDP, the multiple documents will be involved, like TIDP. Okay, this is the task information delivery plan, and again the PIDP, the project information delivery plan, like this. And all those documents are the key aligned with the MIDP plan. So if you see the combination of all TIDP documents, so TIDP for structure, TIDP for architecture, TIDP for mechanical, electrical. So all those documents will align to the MIDP plan, and MIDP plan is handled by the project delivery manager, not BIM manager. Okay, so understand the difference between the delivery manager and the BIM manager. So BIM manager is only responsible for the BIM data, but when we talked about the MIDP, it means all the sanction drawings from the architecture industry, from government authorities, all those things will be a part of MIDP, and the MIDP package is sent by the delivery manager or the delivery project head. Okay, so you just have this look of the diagram how this delivery plan will be delivered, and just understand this diagram, the workflows. Okay. So what do you understand from this? See, basically there are two different phases. Okay, one is the project information model, and second one is the asset information model. So as I told you, the Kobe data and the normal data. So if you see these phases, brief, concept, definition, design, build, commissioning, handover, closeout, then operation and in use. So of course, in between this, once you hand over, then more data you need in terms of the asset information model. Okay, so for that the documentation, non-graphical and the graphical data, but during this phase there is no need of the any data, only models sufficient for the use of the project. So based on this outline, basically the assessment, this particular strategy has to be defined, the EI requirement, then BEP requirement, and then after the BEP the contract will awarded, and then MIDP, and then after MIDP this process which follows. Okay, means contract award once has been initiated, then this MIDP has been prepared. MIDP prepared होने के बाद this mobilizations, then suppliers information, employee decision points, and means the sub consultation part. Basically this is a part of kind of no process and procurement part that is not majorly useful for us, but only the thing is technical content you just try to understand the workflow wise. Okay, so this is about the MIDP. Now in section H, the technical requirement basically is also an important part where you will understand the detailed technical requirement, means like which software you are going to use, how we are using that particular software. Okay, means if you are using the Revit, then primary use exactly what we have it, then key strength, then ArchiCAD majorly for architecture design and so on. Okay, and this is the software platform on top of the BIM, entire BIM workflow package, what all the software that you need during the different phase. So in design phase what you will need, in analysis phase what you will need, in construction phase what you will need, and in operation phase what you will need. Now this structure may change according to the project need and project condition, because if you see ArchiCAD is no longer people are using in India, right? Why? Because they are well versed with Revit. They are much more confident on the Revit data. So Revit is specifically not people using for 3D modeling, but for architecture planning also we used the Revit or AutoCAD tool. There is no ArchiCAD or no VectorCAD we are using it. Similarly, for the analysis, we are using IES-VE. We use CAD Pro instead of robot structural analysis. So robot structural analysis is a part of AEC package. If you see from the Autodesk industry, they are offering this robot structural analysis, but we are not that much dependent because still we are in the use of STAD Pro or ETAX. Naviswork definitely we use for the analysis purpose, for the visualization purpose, and for concrete takeoff. For construction phase, 4D takeoff and everything we used Synchro and Naviswork manage, I think both the tools. Apart from this, we also use BIM 360 or ACC for the site management to raise the RFI and to manage the site data on cloud. Okay, and for operation phase, definitely nowadays from Autodesk side, Autodesk Tandem is the one tool which mostly people they use for asset management, and some add-on tool which is available into the market like CMMS or from the Open Blue platform from different companies. Okay, that is somehow we used depends on the operation. Now, this basically operation terminology, which is more relevant to the facility management. So it depends on to the facility in charge or facility management company team. So they will decide like how they are going to integrate the BIM data facility management. Okay, so these are the things like how the workflow is happening, the data, which is kind of a BIM model, then the different phases and the system input, and the somehow customization is also possible with the help of BIM software. These are like different stages of the design and the key tasks or key functions means what task we can perform in which software basically. This is the things as per the sections means during the design phase what task we are working and in which software we are fulfilling that task. So this is the workflow that they have given. Then the BIM software platform, like 3D modeling for all discipline, we majorly use the Autodesk Revit. Which version definitely we will use? So definitely they are using 2024 version and .rbt file format. Okay, why not 2025? If the same questions comes in your mind, then definitely the current version we are not accepting it or not no actually rely on it because it as it was a like recent release or the new version, it may have some bugs or it may have some that readiness is not actually worth it. So that's the reason always we go n minus one. Means whenever we are drafting an BEP, there is one standard requirement or standard protocol we used to understand while writing an BEP. Always define the software version is n minus two. So which is to comply with the BIM standard and to ensure the quality and smoothness. Then for CD, of course, it's a cloud-based platform. It does not have any versions because it's online completely. So that we will use. Then for coordination manage, they will use. For takeoff, Revit will use. For programming, Dynamo will use. So all those things they have mentioned is like this. And finally, the data exchange. This is again very very important because when you are forwarding some data to the client or to any of the outsourced resource, it is very much challenging task for everyone to understand this in detail, like how the data action is happening into the industry, how data will flow across the project life cycle, because this is something that is very important at the end of project, right? So you should aware about the data processes, data exchange format, and how the data will be provided from which consultancy to which consultancy. For example, if you go down here, you will find the IFC file format. So here you will see like what exactly the IFC it is and what is the advantage. OB, what is it? uh, GBXML is energy, then properties is a detail navigated design file. Okay, and this is more important. Just understand this exchange process, data exchange process. Right? Understand anything? Guys, clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the major process. Basically, you need to understand while understanding the data exchange process. So IFC means if you got IFC, then IFC to Revit, then Revit to architectural. If it is a Kobe, then Kobe to ArchiCAD. If it is a BCF, BCF is kind of a BIM collaboration format. Okay, if you search it, what exactly the BCF it is, then you understand about the BCF file format. It is a part of Tekla, and then this particular exchange can be happen from the ArchiCAD to different processes. You need to incorporate. Now, the data exchange format, like how the data exchange format can be worked on it. So, like the container size, if you see the Revit model, should never exceed on the 300 MB. Now, what could be the reason? Like, who will tell me why this has been mentioned over here? Who will tell me what happen if Revit model size is increased to GB or more than MB?
Information transfer would be difficult if the size is greater.
Yes, it may be one of the point. Okay, so let me tell you the Revit model size. What happen if it is increased? The as she said, the information for transferring the information is a big challenge. Okay, the main reason when you're opening the model, it is taking too long time. If it is the more than 300 MB. Second reason, when you're uploading model onto the cloud, with respect to graphical setting, you cannot visualize the element. Means when you zoom in or zoom out, you will notice okay, it is taking too much time to load the elements. Might be few people has been faced this issue so many times. So the reason for this too, because what happened, the consultant are not aware about these things and they simply model everything into the one Revit file itself. Okay, so the thing why we are not exceeding the model size, always we need to keep understanding if we are going beyond 300 MB, it means always we are facing the difficulties with respect to visualizations and data transformation. This is for the Revit model size. And if you're uploading some other file format like some PDF, presentation, reports, so those should not go beyond 100 MB. Again, as per the so now this requirement specifically that I have taken from the ACC. If you go to the Autodesk Construction Cloud platform, so into the setting, they have mentioned this container size detail basically. So where you will get all this information. Then with respect to coordinate, the project base point is the intersection of two axes. So I think this is already you know how to set up the base point. And this is the units, what units you need to refer. Okay. So for architecture modeling, Revit will be used English file format. You will be given to this file format. Sheet will be given into the PDF file format. 4D file data will be given you either into the simulation video or .nwd file format. Concrete takeoff will give into the Revit file format or max to max Excel file format. Okay, so this is the standard basically we have to maintain. Then unit measurement. So always when you are measuring something, it should be into the 0.3 decimal. It should not 2. Always make sure, because even I have seen most of the people when they are setting the unit in the Revit, they keep only two digit. But 2 digit is for area is sufficient. But when we are calculating the length, then we should always have the 3 digit. Okay, so which provides you more accuracy and more assurance. Now this is with respect to LOD. I think, how many of you are aware about LOD term? Guys, what do you understand from LOD? Can anyone tell me?
Different levels of details like 100, 200.
Level of detail, right?
Yeah.
So if you refer the BIM Forum 2024 document, okay, in that document they have mentioned specifically all the level of detail for each and every element. Means if you are creating a structural element, or if you're creating railing, or if you're creating door, for all the levels of the door will be defined over there. Means if you want to provide the door with LOD 400, so for LOD 400, what information basically you need to take, that information is available over there. Similarly for all the elements. Okay. So for that, I would suggest to refer this BIM forum document. I think I'll ask someone to share that on the group. Okay, which is I think 900 pages book. Okay, which is released every year by BIM forum. Okay, based out of UK. So they are actually initiating this BIM standard with respect to level of information. So that I will share you with you, and you can refer this. Hello. Okay. So if you go in detail, so as I mentioned, you can see this maximum for LOD 350 only they have considered over here, because this is a pre-contact BEP. And if you go here, here you will find LOD 500 as built model. Okay, so that we are not focusing because it's a part of post-contact document, so that you will find over there. Now this is the information standard. This is again more important. We talked about the naming conversation, right? So how to define the name. Okay, so whenever we are working on any project, there are multiple files involved into that project, because if you consider the sheet number or the file number, which is into the hundreds of number, it may be 200, 300 sheets, 1500 sheets, like this. So for that, you need to refer the file naming as per the standard. So firstly, the project name, then the originator name. So originator name means the consultant name. Then functional breakdown. So functional breakdown means the discipline breakdown basically. No, I think discipline breakdown we have separately. So see, here actually there are two different parameters. If your project is very short, so these two parameters might not be there, the functional and spatial breakdown. Okay, it will directly start project, originator and discipline. If something is there, means you have a requirement of a different building altogether, or different no area, for such specification we need to include some functional breakdown. Okay, so for this, like this, we need to name the file. So firstly, the project name, then the originator name, then the functional breakdown, special breakdown, then discipline. Okay, means for example, if I say discipline is my MEPF, under this subdiscipline will be either fire or either HVAC. Then from means from which consultant it is coming. Then at which level, means whether that particular file belongs to level 1, level 2 or level 3. Then the number, standard drawing number, which consists, and then the revision of the drawings. So this is applicable for model, sheets and PDF. Okay, so this is how the naming convention can be done. So this naming convention is design as per ISO 19650 part 2. If you refer the part 2 is about the delivery phase of asset. If you refer it, you will get to know the naming convention. If you are generating the family, well, then for family naming convention is like originator, discipline, category, and description. If you are giving the name to any view, okay, so view description. If you are having the coordination view, then COR and view description. COR means coordination, or if you are working in progress, then WIP underscore description means the view name and underscore or WIP means work in progress. So the same you can see here, as I told you, how they have breakdown with example. You can see. So project name is this one. And then originator is group number. Okay, for which group you are working. So as I told you, zone and building number, right? So I told you like here, zone and building number will come into the picture for functional breakdown. So zone and building number. Then discipline is might be anything. HVAC means MEP and here HVAC subdiscipline. Then from here it will come file type. Then project level means floor level, number and the file revision. So if you see example, this is how we need to understand. Okay. So this is how basically we are generating the standard nomenclature for each and every. Clear? Any questions here? Yes, guys, any question? Understand everything? Okay. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so let's move on next topic now. So this is a standard of sheet naming, like how the title block. Now I think here on there are some only basic things that are available in the BEP. Like this is might you also need to be know and the basic one, like how to detail the title block with respect to standard sheet naming and all. So this is the title block of the sheet, how they have designed, and all naming in the project disciplines. Okay, how they are defining. If it is a general file, it has been categorized in the general. If it is for structural, it is called as ST. If it is architecture, then AR. If it is mechanical, means MEC. If it is electrical, ELEC. So this is how the short abbreviation has been given. This abbreviation is also a part of your content strategy document, so no need to go in detail for the abbreviation plan. Now the next section we have the mobilization plan. So this is again not required for Indian scenarios condition, but if you want to understand in detail, you please go through it, like how these things are happening. So the centralized platform has been set up, then the construction team and design team will be a part of that centralized platform. So what are the changes are receiving? No need to share with individual one. So it is automatically updated onto the cloud, and each and every one will get easy access for the platform. So these are some samples we have it for ACC. Okay, how the Autodesk Construction Cloud works and how the permission level can be set. You can see here. Okay, the approval workflow, how to create approval workflow, the receive data in the data format. I think the same thing we discussed already. Then the quality check and quality assurance is also a part of this BEP document. So this has to be detailed out. Okay, this is more important. The list of QA/QC checks to ensure the model is accurate, coordinated, and then meets the project requirement. Okay, so you can see the check for BEP check. What exactly need to be checked inside this? Responsible party, software used, and the frequency. Okay, I think this is also we discuss frequency how it is. This is the procedure for clash detection mapping and procedure for QA/QC checklist. One point I just want to highlight. So there are some standard QA/QC checklists also available. So I will share. I have two QA/QC checklists. One is for Middle East region and one is for UK region. I will just share those as also with you. You please go through this QA/QC checklist and incorporate same data in your templates. And this is the BIM execution planning process. So how it is starting. Okay, so whatever we have discussed so far, it is summarized in this one slide. Okay. Now please read carefully for 5 minutes. So whatever we discussed since morning, everything is summarized here. So please have a look in detail and just understand the process. Just try to recall what we learned, what we thought, okay, how I have explained you each and everything. And the below side information exchange means at which stage what we are doing or what exactly we need to do. Okay, this also I have explained you. What is the purpose of Kobe sheet? What is the purpose of NWD? What is the purpose of clashes, drawing procedure, standard, Revit file, everything I told you, right? So during the entire BEP planning, okay, at which process, what exactly happening, which is available in the below side, and the step-by-step procedure is available into top hand side, starting with BEP to end of the project or end of the process. Please have a look. If any questions, either raise the hand or unmute and ask. Sorry. Who will explain me this again? I'm asking questions to each and every one of you based on this slide, okay? Okay, completed. Understand everyone?
But after the modeling stage, there is that revision, right? REV.
Sorry, voice is breaking.
Uh, After modeling, like architecture, structure, MEP modeling, there is revision.
Mhm. So this revision is for the QA/QC.
Okay.
So we discuss about the quality check. Means let's say if people modeled everything and the modeling is
Mhm.
not as per the quality check or not as per the quality standard, quality assurance, again it will be revised here, and again it will
Sent,
get
yeah, information
same.
will be sent back to that modeling team, right? That
Ah,
you need to
Again,
correct this.
uh, now you're working as a BIM coordinator. If some clashes are there, again you will send to the modeling team, right? You can see here check.
Yes.
The same thing will be happening here, but here you are checking the clashes, right? But here we are checking the quality
Model
assurance and
quality.
model quality, exactly. Model quality, yeah, even we could say some design norms, means whether the modeling is as per our standard or not. If you see in Germany or in Middle East, there are some model standard available.
Mm,
So this is the purpose. Okay, good. Now,
got it.
okay. Now this is the level two of BIM modeling. Okay, this is not needed. Actually, this is only the same thing what we discussed over above. Only what they did here, this EIR and PIR document is added. Contract requirement and company implementation standard. This is with respect to 4D simulation. Okay. So this why this is very important, because whatever we have seen so far in the theoretical manner, everything is summarized, okay, in the last phase of the everywhere you will see this flowchart. Okay, by understanding the flowchart, whatever we discuss in theoretical will get very clear to you people. This is the chart of level simulation, 4D level simulation, how these things are happening. Okay, this is all again very easy. This is the coordination. Okay, now I think this you will understand, Jayesh. Start process, then the model creator, coordination.
Yes.
So then finally we have a 5D task, this with respect to cost. Okay. This is like a very good summarization, because you read this flowchart also now, you will get to know each and everything. Okay, now we are running out of time, so we could not see in detail, but I'll just scroll it down. Okay, and finally we have the section of appendix, that is again not a part of compression. So if you click on this links, you will get all the checklist information, MIDP information, risk register. Okay, you can have a look into this all these documents. Meanwhile, I will also share whatever I'm having with respect to the pre-contract, post-contract BEP, and the QA/QC checklist. So the one task, what you people have it to complete that template what we have given to you people, and refer this QA/QC checklist and some additional documents, because this is not the part of our curriculum for today's workshop, but still in addition you we have learned some more additional things like checklist and MIDP, because it has some different entity altogether, right? But you will get no, some additional information over here by how this particular no checklist to be filled, how to prepare MIDP, how to prepare TIDP, and so on. Okay, so that's it. I think for this entire workshop. So if you feel like think like you have or you need some assistance or